We're looking ahead to the game between the Chennai Super Kings and the Rajasthan Royals, and Maruti Suzuki presents ESPNcricinfo T20 Timeout powered by Intel. Let's join Ian Bishop and Dan Vettori and see what they have to say.
We call it people technology.
Intel 入ってる. Preview point number 1, Lungi Ngidi seems to have completed his quarantine protocols and is available. Bish, should Chennai play him right away?
I think they need to play him at some point because they need that pace, they need cutting edge. I'm just not sure whether the next game or this game is going to be the game because Bravo is still your death bowler, Yorker bowling options, the most accurate of that type. Sam Curran is a very good all-rounder, and I don't see him displacing Faf or Moeen Ali. So I get a feeling for me that he'll have to wait a little bit.
If that last result wouldn't have gone CSK's way, whether this would have been an easier question to answer, Dan. But Bravo did a job just a couple of overs. Do they need the outright seamer in Ngidi right away, or can they hold on to that?
I think we know that Chennai don't often change things, and particularly after a win, they'll be pretty comfortable with their performance in the last game, and they'll be happy with their overseas play. Albeit that Bravo didn't have a big impact on the game, and I think the fact that he's batting so low in the order that his place could come under pressure, but it's not the Chennai way to change after a win. They'll keep going with what they have. But I think Ngidi look for him to play sort of 6 or 7 to 8 games throughout the tournament, but not just yet.
What about Rajasthan Royals? Now, David Miller getting runs is a big plus for them. Came in for Ben Stokes. Danny batted 5 in the last game. Maybe called into bat while batting first. Do you think Miller is someone who they should keep it for and bat him there?
Well, I think it's a position that he really likes. I know in the past, speaking to him and seeing him play, that 4 feels comfortable to him, and he would like to go up there. I know they've mixed the match a little bit with SHIVAM Dube and where he bats, but Miller's their experienced player. He's coming off big runs, and they're a team that is dependent on Sanju Samson, Josh Butler, and now David Miller. So to get him up the order at 4 and give him as many balls as possible, I think will suit his style of play.
Wish Butler's now gone back at the top. They need Miller to have a big season now in the absence of Stokes. Him getting runs that game would be big for Rajasthan.
The challenge with Miller, who I love, and I said he should have played from the start, is if he comes just after Samson, then you're left with Dube, Rian Parag, and Tiwatia down the bottom there. And of course, you've got Morris at the back end. So there's a little bit of, I don't know if inexperience is the right word, but I'll go with that. So I think Miller is slotted between Dube and Samson because they want to keep some experience down in that middle order.
Now, speaking of SHIVAM Dube, they gave him a promotion last game. Vish and Rajasthan have picked up the services of the Mumbai all-rounder. He didn't have a great time of it for big money at RCB, but they need more out of SHIVAM Dube. Is it fair to expect more out of him given that key role he's playing as an Indian all-rounder, batting in the top 5 and having to bowl? 100%
that Dube needs to deliver a lot more with the ball as well, because he can bowl some, like Vijay Shankar did the other night, bowl crucial overs. I think SHIVAM Dube needs to be able to do that, and he needs to be giving something with the bat for the position that they started off the season with him in. He's critical to score runs.
Is it expecting a lot out of a player that ought to be delivering, or is it expecting a lot out of a player who's still young and finding his way, Dan?
Well, I think as soon as you're labelled an Indian all-rounder, you have high expectations, and generally you garner a high auction price. And he's had big prices RCB, not so big at Rajasthan. But my concern with SHIVAM Dube is both facets of his game aren't quite up to standard, and so there's sort of a mixing and matching to try and put him in certain situations where he can be successful. And I don't think any team that has been involved in it has found that just yet. So there's a lot expected of him, but I'm not sure he's quite up to the task in either facet of his game. So it puts Rajasthan in a difficult position about when to utilise him. And it may be the case of that he comes in as a lower order hitter, maybe it's 7, and they try and bowl him like Bish said as a Vijay Shankar style bowler, where he gives them a few more options that way.
Ruturaj Gaikwad's had a quiet start to IPL 2021, and there could be other players that could be used in that position. Dan, they've got the leg spin option of Karan Sharma, they've got the off spin all round option of K. Gautam. They could bat Moeen Ali at the top. Is that something that needs to be looked at just yet, just to give Chennai more options?
No, they were not. Chennai's not going to change anything, I don't think. But Look, I think the thing they love is that Mo and Ali at 3. I think that's what they're gonna ride with the whole time. I think they like his style of batting. He doesn't soak up balls. He's aggressive. So look for them to change nothing. I like Kay Gautam a lot. I think he offers quite a lot with the bat and ball. I think they can use him in a lot of different situations, and he doesn't necessarily have to bowl his 4 overs to be effective, and he can be a late order hitter. So he would be the one guy as an Indian all-rounder that could come in later in the tournament, but Chennai aren't changing anything.
Yeah, if they are looking for a like-for-like even, Vish, there's Robin Uthappa's services who they traded from the Rajasthan Royals that season, but we're not there yet to look at Ruturaj Gaikwad's place.
No, we're not there yet. Let's reflect on last season, the 3 half centuries that Gaikwad finished the season with. There's only 2 games gone this season, and they've won 1. So I don't see why they should dispose of him just yet. But if they need to, Robin Uthappa's Vijay Hazare Trophy form is a good calling card for them to try to slot him back up at the top where he bats best. But I like Dan, I don't feel the time is yet.
All right, fair enough. And finally, Shardul Thakur has been one of those players that's been quiet for Dhoni so far, and he's coming at the back of an excellent series for India against England. Vish, is he the sort of bowler that you'd keep for the middle and the death, or can you be tempted to use him in the power play? He can also swing the ball.
Yeah, well, they bowled him a couple of overs in the power play, haven't they? And in both matches, he's bowled a solitary over in the power play. The thing is that you've got Sam Curran, who probably needs to be able to swing that ball, so you continue with him. And of course, Deepak Chahar is going to bowl you a couple of overs, at least at a minimum, to try to get the new ball to swing. But Shardul really needs to pick up his form once again, because he's expensive even in the middle. He's a better player than that, so he needs to get his form going.
I think in CSK's perfect world, which happened in the last game, it's Deepak Chahar bowling 3 overs and Sam Curran 2, and therefore Shardul Thakur has only got one over potentially, and they may go in a different direction for that 6th over anyway. The thing with Shardul that I normally like about him is that he's consistent, but he's also trying his variations a lot, and I just think it feels like he's inconsistent. When I've seen him at his best, he uses all his variations, but they are generally in an area that's effective. It feels like he's trying a little bit too much at the moment, and therefore has been expensive. I think if he steps back from that, and sometimes that happens when you've had a really good international season, you try and take that into an IPL season and try a few things. He just needs to stick to what's been successful in the past, and it'll serve him well.
All right, Dan Vettori, Ian Bishop, thank you very much. That wraps up our preview for this game between Chennai and Rajasthan on Maruti Suzuki Presents ESPNcricinfo T20 Timeout, powered by Intel.
We call it people technology.
インテル入ってる。